Working all day for
Hey guys, it's Jonathan with The Positive Pin and Project Positivity, and I'm here again at Bird Bakery. This is becoming a staple for my videos, and if you guys haven't been here yet, you really need to come here for a number of reasons. The food is awesome, and the service is even better. And I was in the other day, and I was talking to Nicole, who I interviewed before, and she said, you have to get Julie on tape, you have to get her on tape. She embodies positivity. So I met Julie, and I was just blown away, absolutely. We sat down and we chatted, and you know, one of the things that really, you know, when you meet somebody and they tell you something and you can sense sincerity in their voice, and I asked Julie, I said, we all have a purpose in life, and what do you think that your purpose was? And she said to help other people, and I really sensed that. So Julie, please accept this positive pin for your awesomely positive attitude.
Thank you.
And what I like to do in these interviews is I like to ask people, what do they do to stay positive? What do you do to keep that positive spark in your life?
Yeah, absolutely. Well, I believe that life throws us a lot of curveballs and a lot of difficult situations, and so I want to be that type of person that when people are around me, they leave a better person, they leave encouraged, they leave challenged, and so, you know, I love Jesus with all my heart, and so I definitely, you know, spend time with him, and he, you know, gets me through my days and, you know, allows me to see life in a different perspective.
So you're a transplant from LA, now in San Antonio.
Absolutely, yes. From LA, lived there for 12 years. Recent, what is it, San Antonio?
San Antonio?
Yeah, okay, all right, 2 months. So it's been good.
How long do we get to have your positive personality
How
here?
long? Well, that is we're that's in the talks in the works. A few more months for sure.
So let me ask you this, because I love this place. I just get such a good vibe. When you came, did you kind of have the feeling of, wow, this is a place where I feel at home, or did you kind of sense that I can make the place even better? Because the whole staff here is just so welcoming, and Nicole, everybody is just so awesome.
Yeah, I mean, we definitely have the philosophy here at Bird Bakery that we want our guests to be our friends, and we want them to walk in and feel like they have a friend that is serving them behind the counter. And, you know, I'm always telling the staff, you know, life throws us so many difficult days and so many hard balls that if somebody walks in the door with sadness or without a smile on their face, I want to turn that around so that when they leave us, they're excited, a smile's on their face, that they're different because they, you know, come here to Bird Bakery. So
one of the common threads through the videos, other than spirituality and having faith in a higher power, is that we all have challenges. And one of the things that I thought was really neat about our conversation the other day was you said that you grew up in a family that had a lot of challenges, but you chose not to focus on that, because I think a lot of people find it so easy to take the easy road and fall victim to, I'm not going to reveal whatever your personal challenges were, but how did you do that?
I mean, I was definitely born and raised, my father was an alcoholic, and so, you know, there was a lot of, you know, unstableness, you know, in my family, and, you know, from a young age, I had to grow up very quickly, and I saw a lot of things that, you know, I never wish children had to see, and, you know, I thank God every day that I didn't, you know, fall into that, and, you know, I knew after seeing what I saw that I wanted my life to be different, and I know, you know, that I want to be that person that makes the people who are around me and that work for me a different person, not just work ethic, responsibility, but character and integrity, because life is way too short and precious to take those things for granted. So
if we have somebody watching the video that says, I want to be more positive, Julie, what do I do? What would you say to them?
it's a choice. I mean, life is all about choices, and I think that you just, you know, I always take the, you know, I always think when I'm, you know, if a challenge or an obstacle is thrown my way, instead of looking at it as a negative thing, I look at it as, okay, what can I learn from this, and how can I be different? And, you know, life is about perspective.
Totally.
And when we have a day where we're like, man, this is just not fair, you know what, there's a lot of things that aren't fair, but it's the way that we look at it and our perspective behind it, so.
I had an interesting conversation with my good friend Matt this morning, and there's a really neat video online. It's about these kids that are dealing with cancer, and somebody had the genius idea to package the chemotherapy in these superhero cases. So when the kids are getting the chemo, they're looking at this thing and it says Superman, and they're getting medicine that could make them into a Superman. And I thought, that's so cool.
Yeah.
Matt has kids and I don't, and he said, you know, it breaks my heart to see that stuff. And he says, we all live our days and we think about, oh, I'd love to hit the lotto, or I'd love to have this really new nice car, new house. And he says, somebody with cancer, they have one wish, not to have cancer. So perspective is so right. We just have to look at the challenges in our lives and think, we can either look at the negative side of it or grow from it. So,
Absolutely. And it's not having that victim mentality in life. I mean, there's a lot of people that have a lot of things thrown their way, and if we look at it as like, you know what, I am truly, I don't look at my childhood as like, oh man, I wish I would have had a father growing up, or I wish I would have had more stability in my home. I look at it as, you know what, I am who I am today because of what I've gone through. And so, I mean, the song Tim McGraw, "Live Like You Were Dying," like there's so much truth to the words of that song. Like, what would we do differently if we knew that we were dying? And so, and it's just it's not taking things for granted.
Doing the things, living the hard, or doing what is sometimes difficult. There's a great quote I love. I don't recall who said it, but he said, "The path of least resistance makes all rivers and most men crooked." And I think that's really neat. If you take the easy way and you fall victim to all the negativity and the shortcuts, you end up hurting yourself. So.
Yeah.
Well, thank you very much for doing this.
No, thank
I'm so
you.
glad you did
Thank
this. And I'm
you.
glad you're in San Antonio because we love this place.
Yes, go Spurs, go.
Yes. So guys, if you're interested in getting a positive pin, you know where to go to. The webpage is www.positivepin.com. And if you're interested in seeing other testimonials by very positive people like Julie, go to our blog. It's www.thinkpositiveblog.com. And we will see you again with our next positive person.